Welcome to the Mindstorm Productions podcast with your hosts, Mindstorm and Auntie Ange.
Hello everybody, Mindstorm here.
Hi, and Auntie Ange. How's everybody?
There might be a slight delay. I think something happened during the stream, like there was a bit of some reason there's a bit of a connection issue.
I need my stool. I know, there's me checking out all the camera where everything is again and the poppies and
Yes.
trying to get some away.
The fan art's in the way of one of the poppies.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
How is everybody again?
Yes, for anyone that
I'm tired.
yes. Yeah, how is everybody doing today? As Auntie Ange has asked. Also, we've got poppies up because it is Remembrance Sunday.
A rainstorm, that's what bad boy Nick called the other
Yeah.
day when we were messaging. Oh, said didn't I? Called you rainstorm.
Hi Nick and hey Pitybug.
Hello, Pitybug.
So before Karen, I'd just like to give a thank you to our lovely Patreon supporters. So we got Caino the VIP, Elle, Pitybug and Scary Mary, our fantastic four. If you want your name added to the board, support us at patreon.com/mindstormproductions.
Yes. What I wanted to have a good rant about, somebody won't let me.
No, because it is best not to.
I was just so annoyed the last couple of days.
I've just had a message off poor Elle. She's feeling a bit down at the moment, so she probably won't be joining us.
Oh, that's not good. Why?
I hope you feel okay soon, Elle.
I hope you do too. I felt a bit like that yesterday. I don't know if it could be because you got a bug or you just feel fed up with the world. I felt it. I was going along really, really well, and then suddenly I just went woof. I thought I might have a strop and no longer do the podcast with you anymore because I felt so fed up with everything. Then you just feel that everything's just getting on top of you around nastiness and spitefulness and everything. I just feel everything's just, people are being just unpleasant to each other, and I really hate it. Because I like to go into a room with a big smile on my face and ask people how they are, and then on this Twitter lark, if you say something exactly wrong, they'll twist it, and you're like, just go away, because you're obviously twisted in your own little minds yourself.
Yeah, some people just aren't bothered with Twitter at all. They just don't bother with Twitter.
Well, I never did for ages, until I saw that something happened on with SKDC, which is our council, so I thought, I'll get back on Twitter and have a look, and
No,
I wish I stayed off it again.
You've dipped your toe into the water.
I did. I had the
taste.
I had the taste of the demons, and it's just took hold of my soul again. And I just got to do some joking around again, I think. But I went out for a drink with a friend last night, and he felt fed up because when I met him in the pub, he was like, I felt really brassed up. I went, oh thank God, I'm not the only one. And I think the minute you just say to somebody that I feel really fed up, it's sort of like that. Just sort of like it's like, especially when somebody else. Well, yeah, so do I. I feel this. And you, oh, thank God, I'm not the only one. And then you suddenly cheer up a bit. It's a bizarre thing, though. Has any of you experienced that? Where you gone to someone and go, you know what? I feel really brassed off or fed up, and they say something, and then all of a sudden you're like. Like I picked a lady up the other day, and well, not the other day. It would have been last week to do our Thursday counselling calls. I do a course on a Thursday afternoon, and I picked her up and I says to her, God, you look really tired and fed up. And she says, I am. And she's in her 70s and she's chin wagging away. And the time we parked the car up, the whole sort of like her weight lifted off her shoulders because she just had a little whinge, and she just felt better. I said, you know what? I said, you don't look as tired now. So,
Getting it off your chest.
It does. I think it does. I think sometimes just daftness, isn't it? And just having that few seconds whinge. I like seeing Nick's when he has moan about his neighbour. Oh dear. Oh, that's funny. When he moans about his neighbour, it's also funny on Facebook.
Hey, Creeping Walker, how's it going?
Hiya, Creepy Walker. We got Callum and Romy making lots of noises next door.
They're playing Crab Game. I should have played that on Saturday. I should have.
You asked me to play it, aren't you, Saturday? But
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm not here.
You're away. How dare you? But I might play it this weekend for the next stream.
I'm finally starting to try and catch up with people. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I want to get back on Bandicoot to finish that game.
Yes, I'm waiting
Then
for
we've
that.
had somebody come around and look at the house today, haven't we? So I've had to quick drive to another house to drop them a note to see if they'll do a 3-way swap. So, yes.
Yeah, busy.
I had a little talk with Nick. I think it might have been Tuesday. A message. I just went, "Bleh."
No.
I did.
So dreams. Thought before you get into your story, how about you guys? Tell us about your weird dreams and stuff. So it's another dream talk. So, and then we'll get on to this article that I thought we could read together.
You see, I've always kept off social media because I remember many years ago I had this dream that I was into politics and I was having a bit of a rant on one of these social. Haven't seen neighbour today. Oh, did you really miss her, or are you telling porkies? You doing a porky walkie, or have you actually missed her? And in this dream, I don't know, I got into politics, and it was a social media event. So, but this is before social media actually existed, so that's how long ago my dream was. So I must have been in my late teens. It's only just dawned on me a few weeks back, and I dreamt, because I got into politics, and I got killed. Somebody killed me, but it wasn't by another resident or the Joe Blogs. It's actually one of the top guys and the men in suits scenarios. They come along and they killed me because I found some information out. So I remember when I was younger, don't get into politics, don't get onto whatever house coming with the, because back then I would have thought telly talking, don't do anything like that, keep away from it all. What am I doing now? I'm a town councillor, and I end up doing a lot of ranting the last couple of days on social media, and I'm like, get off it, just get off it. And you know, when you tell yourself to get off something and stop doing it, you do it the opposite and you do it more. You know, where if I say, oh, I'm going to send a text in a minute, or I'm going to do this, I forget. But if I tell myself and don't do it, it's like a naughtiness comes out, doesn't it? And you end up doing it, and it's... And of course, I'm a town councillor, so in town council work, I've kept to low key. You know, I support them. I'm like, I want to rave, I want to help somebody, and I'm going, no, get wind your neck in, lovey. She's going to jump over to you.
Yeah.
So I set an alarm for my watch, and when it started beeping, I thought it was my dream world watch. So I tried again and again and again, and I was like, ooh, okay, yeah. Where your alarm clock goes off and you think it's something else.
Oh, yeah.
How about that? That's fun. So.
I actually dreamt about the people coming over today to see the
Yeah,
house.
she was about to say that to me, wasn't you? And then I said, let me get this, put the
But
recycling stuff in the recycling bin. My recycling bin in the recycling bin.
But like, it was this house, and then it was the old house in Deeping, and then it was a big house. So it's like, it's different.
I had something similar to that many years, a few months, be in this house. But funny enough, I've dreamt of this house before we came into it.
Oh.
It's only a few months in the house. I went, I'm in this house. So.
Yeah. Anyone else got any weird dreams? I dreamt about Mindstorm finally seeing the goddamn trees grow. It's based on yesterday's stream. It was because I did Minecraft and the trees weren't growing, and I needed them to grow, otherwise I couldn't make any progress. So that was a frustrating day yesterday on stream.
Oh, bless you. Hey, bless him. Hey. Oh, no. So, yes. So we had fun, didn't we? I want to get you out that side, cutting the garden, cutting the lawn. But every time anybody just to get out,
in the house.
Just anybody get out and do the lawn. Well, can't expect Cal because he's at work, but me and you. But every time I want to go out and do the lawn, it's rained or it's wet, and you can't cut it when it's wet.
Nah.
And it's irritating me because you know you got doggy poos, and I hate picking up dog poop in wet long grass. I don't mind when it was sunny because it dried it out, but I hate picking up wet poo. I can cope with it when it's wet on short grass, but picking up wet poo on long grass, and long grass is about that long now, and it's starting to irritate me. So
Pitybug says, I had a dream I was working at a restaurant because I was working till 3 hours ago in real life. I'm never truly free from working.
when I was a glass collector, when I was a glass collector, first time I ever collect glasses, it was an extreme event, busy, because events used to be really, really busy, and it's a real busy event. And the glasses, the first night I went off to sleep and I was 17, all I kept dreaming was collecting glasses. I was collecting glasses after glasses after glasses in this dream. That really bothered me. Oh dear me.
I've seen a post on the internet, most likely, probably mostly Facebook though, where it says, for using our phones all the time, we never see our phones in a dream. But I've seen my phone plenty of times in my dreams.
I can't answer that one. I don't know. I don't know if I can't remember answering the phone in my dream.
I know I've had a bunch of dreams where... Go on.
I said I can remember waking up. Well, I don't remember waking up, but I remember... I don't know how you say it, but I was on the emoji game. It used to be on my phone, and I needed the Queen of Hearts, one of the characters, and it was going to die by midnight. And next week, I somehow managed to get the Queen of Hearts. I must have played it in my sleep. I must have woke up, played it, and then as soon as I got it, went to sleep. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody?
So you're playing your game in your dreams.
But I actually played it.
Oh, okay, so
I must have woke up, played it, and then went to sleep. And then when I woke up in the morning, I thought, oh, I've got the Queen of Hearts.
I've had a lot of dreams where my phone will either be in my pocket or my hand, and I'd suddenly go underwater, like if I'm trying to get away from something and I'm just trying to swim, or if I'm trying to get past something and I'm swimming, or just fall in water. And I desperately tried to get my phone out of my pocket or get my hand in the air just so it's out of the water. So I always keep having like a nervous moment where my phone goes in water. That's very unpleasant. And you wake up like, is my phone okay?
Your phone ends up in the bucket.
Yeah. So what actually happened once?
Mine ended up down the loo twice. I've had 2 phones go down the toilet. One I've washed yours in the washing machine once because it was in the pillowcase and I didn't realise.
Really?
Yeah, it's your little Scorpio one.
I thought that was because it was in my pocket.
No, it was in your pillowcase. I stripped your bed, threw it in there, didn't even realise it was in there.
Oh, bloody hell. There was one time I had, what is it, the iPhone 5S? Yeah, I think so I bought it, didn't I? And I was getting ready for school or college.
I think it'd be college.
It'd be college, yeah, because that's when I bought the phone. Yeah. And I dropped the phone.
I had a mop of water, and you had to moan at me. What I was like doing that? I went, because I'm going to come back and finish mopping that mess later. And
then my phone goes to fall in it. It was plugged into the cable as well, so I tried to pull the cable.
And then you pull the cable, it just dropped.
Unclipped and fell in. That was so annoying, that was. But luckily we were able to get the phone to work again, didn't we? We managed to dry it and it worked as if nothing ever happened. So that was good. Whenever I dreamt that I was falling off a mountain or something, my heart would start to go faster and it was like my heart dropped. Oh. I saw a funny green text where it's like so somebody put in like be brain chilling in some dude's head. Oh look, he fell asleep. Watch this. Oh damn boy, we're falling. Lol. Lol pranked. Go back to sleep, dumbass.
Yes, brain tricking the body.
Yeah. Who's had those falling experiences of you? Like as you're falling asleep and suddenly you're just like.
No, what's worse, even if I don't dream of the falling asleep, somehow my body just twitches. It goes. I'm like,
I've had one once. I've had one once where I saw a car drifting into me, and that woke me up like a
yeah, I could imagine if you dreamt of you falling, your brain would be going, You'll be fine. So it does something else to wake you up. Because you say, look, lay back at times. I dreamt I was talking cracking shots in a football.
Read out loud.
I dreamt I was taking a cracking shot in football. Remember taking the shot. The next thing I remember, I'm lying on the floor next to the bed. So you did a kick and a fall.
That's hilarious.
Oh dear. Oh dear me. Well, at least you did good by having a good game of football. That's probably Nick, isn't it? Bless him. How old was you when you had that dream, Nick? When recently was it?
Speaking of falling out of bed, we've had moments we've fallen out of bed, haven't we?
Mm.
Do you remember any? Because you remember it better than I would.
No.
Really? Alright, well I guess we can move on to the brain chip.
Dun, 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 dun.
Could you take Blue for me? Because I need my arm.
Come on, Blue. Come and have a cuddle with me. So you always end up with me.
While I was chilling on the internet one day, I stumbled on an article. I actually haven't fully read the article yet. I've been waiting.
Failed. You failed.
I've been waiting because then we can read it together. So apparently, according to the title in the article, it says, "Oh, hang on, Creepy Walker says, I remember when I was young and I slept in the bed and somehow ended up on the floor." It just happens, doesn't it? Just shuffling your sleep. But yeah, so on to this brain chip. So I stumbled on the article. The title says, "Brain implant translates paralysed man's thoughts into text with 94% accuracy."
Yeah.
So, here's the article. A man paralysed from the neck down due to spinal cord injury he sustained in 2007 has shown he can communicate his thoughts thanks to a brain implant system. Oh, Nick says, "Don't even like football 20 odd years ago."
Do you know, none of my boys like football really.
I just don't bother with it. The only time I would take interest is when it's the World Cup.
Yeah, or European. Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
You have two, don't you? European, then you have the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't really take much notice of football.
Too busy doing my own thing. So yeah, a man paralysed from the neck down due to a spinal cord injury he sustained in 2007 has shown he can communicate his thoughts thanks to a brain implant system that translates his imagined handwriting into actual text. So I'm guessing he imagines the words like in his handwriting and it creates the text. The device, part of a long-standing research collaboration called BrainGate, is a brain-computer interface, BCI, that uses artificial intelligence to interpret signals of neural activity generated during handwriting. Ooh. In this case, the man, called T5 in the study, and who was 65 years of age at the time of research, wasn't doing any actual writing, as his hand, along with all his limbs, had been paralysed for several years. But during the experiment, reported in Nature earlier in the year, the man concentrated as if he were writing, effectively thinking about making letters with an imaginary pen and paper. That's really good. That's cool. As he did this, electrodes implanted in his motor cortex recorded signals of his brain activity, which then interpreted, I can't pronounce the words right, by algorithms running on an external computer, decoding T5's imaginary pen trajectories, which mentally traced the 26 letters of the alphabet and some basic punctuation marks. That's really cool. You getting this, by the way? You can read at the same time.
No, you're fine.
So in quotation, this new system uses both the rich neural activity recorded by intracortical electrodes and the power of language models that, when applied to the neurally decoded letters,
Football's on.
okay, can create rapid and accurate text. says first author of the study, Frank Willett, a neuroprosthetics researcher from Stanford University. Similar systems developed as part of the brain gate have been transcribing neural activity into text for several years, but many previous interfaces have focused on different cerebral metaphors for denoting which characters to write, such as point and click typing with a computer and cursor controlled by the mind. By the way, I apologise how my out loud reading is. I can read, I can type fine, but when I read out loud, it's a bit all over the place.
No, it seems fine. I used to get him to read me off to sleep sometimes when I couldn't sleep when he was younger.
It wasn't known, however, how well the neural representations of handwriting, a more rapid and dexterous motor skill, might be retained in the brain, nor how well they might... don't know what that word says.
I can't see where you're going.
I'm here.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, if I use the cursor, then you know. So much academic English, my head hurts. Like, not even I can get this. So much leverage to communicate with the brain-computer interface, or BCI. So, yep. Here, T5 showed just how much promise a virtual handwriting system could offer for people who have lost virtually all independent physical movement.
That'd be nice having the talking system back, isn't it?
So then, like, if you're completely paralysed, like, all that's left of you is just your brain functioning, you could probably...
They most probably turn around and say, "Let me die."
Could
hey, and I feel sorry for you, men. Could you imagine having one of them and a sexy nurse turns up? It'd be going bloody whoopee, wouldn't it?
Just like, sexy, 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 sexy.
And what part would it actually take? Would it take you, like, your subconscious part of your brain, where you can think the naughty things, and then you have your front part of the brain, you can't think, where you'll say your stuff? Could you imagine if it took subconscious as well?
Yeah, so what this machine does
I won't even answer what the men would come out with.
So what this machine does is it takes your imagination as you're imagining yourself writing, and then turns it into actual words. So I imagine that if you get too used to doing it, like...
Well, you're screwed if you can't spell, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's that you're after? Can't read that, what's it saying?
So yeah, like imagine if you're imagining...
Hey, I wonder how it works with dyslexic people.
That's a good point, yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm wondering if, because, like,
Go on,
if
tell
you
us
get
what your
so...
thoughts are.
If you, well, they're saying it here.
Oh,
Technology is advancing, we have to end it now. That's what Creeping Walker says.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
Yeah, but could you imagine it for you poor men?
That's what I'm trying to get to now. Because you get so used to thinking about writing to say your words, that just becomes automatic subconscious, and then you start thinking at things out that you shouldn't be thinking out. Oh yeah, so Creeper Walker says, yeah, no, F the chips. I'd rather die than use effing chips. Oh, have it in your brain and then say, kill me.
Want to put him in your chip. Once it's in, they won't take him out. We want to experiment on you. We want to see what's going on. Yeah.
Just start making them uncomfortable with the chips. Just start saying
Yeah,
slurs.
Do you want the chip? Blink once for yes, twice for no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was talking to somebody the other day, right? Slight change, but so you know how some documents will get destroyed, you know, if you write a letter and you need a copy of everything. I said, I don't think enough. Me and my son made a joke about that. What's that about? My son, you wrote a letter about your son being bullied at school as it goes through the shredder.
Statement, yeah.
We have no
records.
Yeah. This isn't the letter you sent me. I was shredding.
Yeah.
From an angry mother. That's not from you. It's my name.
There you go. Apparently in the test, the man was able to achieve writing speeds of 90 characters per minute.
Oh, that is in English.
So he could write 90 letters every minute.
That's good then. But quicker than a secretariat, that's right.
So what's that, 90? Alright, so let's say you do 5 I'm not going to do the math. But yeah, so 90 characters per minute.
It is amazing what they can do. I mean, they do experiments now where they can get the hearing up and running now, can't they?
Yeah.
And the kid's face when they hear the parents.
Apparently has a 94% accuracy or 99% accuracy with autocorrect enabled.
Hey, you can imagine what it'd be like if autocorrect was in. Because I have a field over autocorrect as it is.
Oh, you do, yeah. So Creeper Walker says, imagine you just say whatever you think.
Yes, we were thinking that.
Yeah, so...
That's why I feel sorry for you men.
Because you get so used to being able to write, that it becomes subconscious, and then you start accidentally, automatically thinking like that. Yeah. And you just start saying your words out, yeah. But also, that's kind of like the issue.
This is pretty fit. Done for sexist.
That's also an issue people with Tourette's will suffer as well.
Yeah.
So that's like the current equivalent of it. Come on, you get comfy, good girl.
So they don't beat around the bush, do they, when they say the stuff? Really, Basha?
Yeah. We learn the brain retains the ability to prescribe fine movements a full decade after the body has lost its ability. So basically, like, they're saying that the brain can still understand movements even when it's lost the ability to move. We've learned that complicated intended motions involve changing speeds and curved trajectories, like handwriting, can be interpreted more easily and more rapidly by the artificial intelligence. So what's we got here? Basically, researchers say alphabet letters are very different from one another in shape, so the AI can decode the user's intention more rapidly. So like this is like a rough understanding of what the letters are, and then the AI figures it out. I will try and show you if I could. I could try and do that actually. Let's see if I can window capture that.
Clicking away.
Yep, clicking away. And if you're able to see that. When I was in English class, I was thinking about Jojo, and I wrote Jojo's reference by accident. The teacher was like, "What the F is this?"
I've done that when I'm in the middle of a text, and then one of the boys come talking to me, and it'd be whatever they just asked me. I text it, and then I go send, and I'm like, "What the heck? No, I didn't mean." And I go, "I'm so sorry, my boys were in the middle of talking to me when I did that."
I've done that a few times.
Hey, what's the best one you did with Emily the other day?
I'll tell you that in a moment. So Pitybug asks, does he have to think every character? Just use voice instead then? So I think the idea is, so if somebody is paralysed so much and lost their voice, so if somebody's paralysed and lost their voice as well, this can help with that. So I guess it could work. So I wonder if it could be able to figure people out in a vegetative state.
It's so sad though, isn't it, really?
So I guess it's like, this is if you've just lost all function, but they use this as a way to help you have a voice.
The animals have abandoned me.
I know,
they
decided to bury me instead.
Do you not love me anymore, Blue? One stage you used to sit through all this with me.
Yeah. So despite the potential of this first of its kind technology, the researchers emphasise that the current system is only proof of concept so far, having only been shown to work with one participant, so it's definitely not complete, so they've got to do more tests with more people. Clinically viable product, so it's not a complete clinically viable product as yet. So next steps in research could include training other people to use the interface, expanding the character set to include more symbols such as capital letters, refining the sensitivity of the system, and adding more sophisticated editing tools for the user. So I guess if you make a mistake, you can go back and fix it. So again, that's what they think of when they try to do a question mark squiggle. If you lost his voice too, there's no way to prove those texts exactly what he means. So I think what they do is they're trying to test with people who can speak first. It's just that this man was paralysed, so that they were able to realise that he's able to still write in his mind even without the ability to, because like your brain still has, so to be able to move, your brain is sending signals and stuff to be able to do this.
Is it the motor nerve? I should know this because I've studied all the nerves.
But yeah, so to move
more.
and stuff, your brain is sending signals to do that. And I guess people thought that when the brain's paralysed after so long, it doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, but I think your brain still, if you can't move, your brain will still have conversations with itself.
Oh no, not conversation. Oh well, yeah, that's like sending signals. That's what they found out, is that the brain.
Like you'll be going, my nose is itchy. Well, you can't move, but your brain can say, my nose is itchy.
Yeah, so thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like.
I wish some nurse would open itch my nose.
Alright. That's just thinking to yourself. That's different.
No, that's talking to yourself, not thinking to yourself. That's talking to yourself.
Saying, I would like someone to come itch.
Itch my nose.
Thinking to yourself.
Well, no, because he can't talk it, so he's sort of like talking it.
So you're thinking it.
Thinking, talking. It's potato. Potato.
No, we're on about motor, as in the signal.
Yes, what you're talking about is the signals in your brains.
Yeah, the signal in your brain that makes you move.
Yes.
Not, my nose is itchy.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though, they've got to.
I think you're confusing yourself here as well, Mother.
You do have parts of your brains where you want to tell your brain would want to tell your hand to move your nose to your nose.
Yes, but it
doesn't. But it can't do it because the nerves are broke.
Yeah, it doesn't speak in words though. It'll send, let's say light. It'll send light to your arm to function.
Yes.
To do that. Yes, that's it.
It runs around.
Yeah, that's what we're focusing on.
Okay.
So.
Okay,
chances are this man could probably still speak, and they didn't think they thought that the brain, after so long, wades out that ability to function. Like the brain stops being able to send a light. But what they've realised is that the brain still does it even after all that time. Because you know when you somebody's not walked for years and then suddenly they get to walk, you have to train them to walk again.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they're They're probably worried that if you have to do that, you won't be able to process your thought to.
Yeah,
write.
but your thought process will never stop. It's like being in a coma. They reckon you can still be heard in the coma. That'd be your thought process. Anyway, you've got some questions.
Not thought process, not thinking. Thinking and sending signals is two separate things.
Just read what people are saying.
You should definitely play Helping Hand. It's about a guy who ended up in the hospital and is paralysed all over apart from his left hand, and you have to communicate through the left hand. Okay then, alright, I have to give that a look. I'll add that to my list of games to play. So I'll get there. But yeah, so they're trying to figure out if the process, the separate process that tells...
Where's Rick?
I don't know. They're trying to figure out that the separate process that sends the signals for you to move fades out over time. Not that you're thinking, but just certain bits. Like if you don't do something for so long, your brain kind of forgets how to do it. But they've realised that the brain still has the ability to do it, and they are trying to make the use of it to help you create words. And I guess what they might have done is used a paralysed man who could still speak to create the words, and then the paralysed man will say, yes, this is correct, or no, that was wrong.
Can somebody finally itch my bloody nose? It's been driving me scattered for 2 years. Started on the 7th of March 2017.
Hey Caino, we're talking about science right now.
Hello Caino.
So I guess what they're going to do is try and get people who can speak to do this experiment, so then they can learn, and then they tell the AI that this is how it functions. So when people can't speak, that's when they give it to the people who can't speak, and then they know it's as accurate as possible. If that makes sense to anybody, I hope. That's probably how they're going to figure out with people who lost their voice. I mean, it doesn't say that T5 can't speak. It just says T5 was just paralysed from the neck down, so they probably could still speak. That's my guess. That's my take on this. So he could still speak, and that's how he's. That's how they are able to get an accuracy on it. So the little chips in the brain, and then sent it to a computer to then make the word on screen.
Hello,
Yeah.
I have an itchy nose. Could be worse. Could say hello. I've got an itchy bottom.
Yeah, that's what it'll help the people.
In the cracks.
Oh.
Did you wipe my bum clean? Because it's still itchy.
You're gross.
Can you imagine you got did somebody who wasn't actually quite a respectable person? Oh, could you imagine the stuff it would come out with?
Lovely. This is the article, by the way, if any of you ever want to check it out. It came out on the 8th of November. Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh, Pitybug came up with something. What if this AI starts censoring and controlling the text he imagined? That's an interesting concept. The AI. What I'm guessing is it's not the sort of AI we're thinking of, because there's different kinds of AI. There's AI that has its own consciousness to think, which is what it is a good point. Like if we start, I could do with a chip in my brain.
I wouldn't know what's going on in your brain, bad boy, Nick. Especially with a name, bad boy.
So, I mean, that is a good concern, though. The AI started covering words up and changing the text. I guess, so that can still be based on conscious AI that can think for itself and do stuff but for itself. It'd be a good idea to not put that AI with this system just yet. But there's a different kind of AI which is just does as it's told, solves the issue.
For how long before then the chip decides to take over?
Yeah.
The chip takes over. Hey, that'd be a good horror film, wouldn't it?
That's an interesting, yeah. That could be a good idea to write a story on that.
We're getting told to kill. I don't want to kill. Kill.
Yeah. So yeah, so there's conscious AI which thinks about itself, and then there's like other AI that just kind of it doesn't think, it just analyzes and then it doesn't have its own thoughts.
I wonder how many lie there and think, please just let me go. I wonder how many people will lie there and go, please just let me go.
Probably quite a lot of people. I imagine, like, if you can't speak or do anything, I imagine a lot of people kind of...
Yeah, but this then shows cruelty, because then they're keeping them alive to do this experiment. Even though it might not be seen as cruel as an experiment, but technically...
Oh, at the moment,
Frankenstein,
I think,
isn't it? But a modern version.
At the moment, they're just doing tests. I imagine on it could even be tests on people who aren't paralysed, and they might also do tests on other paralysed people who can speak. And
the best one is the dogs. I love to put a chip on a dog. That would be funny. I clean a few houses, and sometimes I hide in the corner, and I used to. I don't do it anymore. When I had my phones and my games on, I get so fed up doing it. You just need to break it up to get you oof again. Otherwise, you sort of like get draggy down when you clean. So if you take 2 minutes out, do a quick game, and you're like, oh, quick, because you know you've done your game, so you quit fussing yourself up again. Speed yourself up.
The animals see you do it, and you're just happy.
And the animals sort of like walk in and they look at me, and I'm going, thank God you don't talk. Thank God, because I could imagine it. Mum comes home from work. Oh, yeah, you're cleaner. She spent 5 minutes on her phone. Not the fact that I most probably spent 5 minutes over the time when I'm supposed to finish at 3:15 and I'm still going on to like 20 minutes past 3. But no, you can imagine it. Yeah, she did that. And she was on the phone to her mom. Or a friend. You couldn't imagine, could you? The grass milk little shit.
Creepy Walker says, so if I wanted to call my girlfriend, I do if I want to call my girlfriend. I don't have one. Beautiful. The AI will be like, hell no, and say, you are a fat bee.
Yeah, because it could be quite rude to people, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Quite offensive as well.
It makes the mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, because what say if you called it a fat person? You know, if you call somebody a fat person, you're discriminating them. Now, if you got one of them, you call them a fat person. Can you actually class yourself discriminating them? You know what I mean?
I can't imagine it'd be used by anybody and everybody, so probably just used.
Field day, wouldn't it?
But I do see a good potential that one, yeah, it can help people who can't speak to finally communicate and probably beg for death. But I wonder if it could be developed enough that we can start taking animal thoughts.
Yeah, but get this though, just imagine if that chip's giving some person some grief to go, I can solve that problem out. Off. I have the off button here. I'll meet you. That you do with me sometimes.
Oh, you're on about so if somebody's being harassed by a person using the chip, just turn it off.
Turn it off. Oh, look at that. You can't say nothing to me now. Oh, you notice when he wants to tell me off, you go, the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just go.
Yeah.
And then I get a bit of a lecture, which just goes like that. So when you know when I'm getting a lecture because this ray of sun, this ray of light goes through my head, you go.
Sounds like somebody's cruising for bruising.
I'm like that when I go. Finger goes.
I tell you what, though, it would be really cool if they could develop it for animals. So then, like, we can see what animals think.
Bluebird game. I want to go out for a piss now. Now. Oh, I've gone up the kitchen door.
Yeah.
That'll teach you for not listening to me.
So it'd be cool if we could get it for animals. I would like to know what my dogs are thinking.
Oh, I'd have to feel if it would be lucky.
Yeah.
Well, they have tried to do it for animals, haven't they?
They are trying to figure out communication with animals. Somebody does this really good thing where they put buttons down, and the buttons say words, and then the animal touches the button when it says what it wants to say.
Food.
Yeah, or like wants to go outside.
We should find it for you, Blue, shouldn't we?
Trying to teach small dogs is a little harder.
You're a pain in the bum. What are you? How dare you abandon me? We did that with Spooks once, didn't we? We had a cat called Spooks, and he was sitting on his knee when he was on the computer, and I sat down and the cat just looked at me and went, how dare you? How dare you abandon your mummy and go and sit on Mindstorm's knee and ignore your mummy? He looked at you, didn't he? And then he'd come over, sat on my knee, and I straight to him and says, I was only joking, you can really sit on his knee. And the little bleed had got up and went back on your knee. Smoking used to love the guinea pigs.
Oh, he did, didn't he? He'd always want to sit with the guinea pigs.
Oh dear. And Garfield just tries to eat everything. Guinea pigs, goldfish. He couldn't get out the goldfish, so he lost his hair.
Yeah, he got stressed because he couldn't get him. He was a little sod, he was.
Yeah.
Princess.
She was a madam.
Yeah, like she throws.
She was stroppy pants, she was like Corona.
Like I remember one time I'm looking out the lounge window and I see this thing flying in the air and falling down, and I see it getting thrown up every now and then. I look down, I see Princess with blood all over her. She's got this bird, she keeps flicking it in the air.
She was madam. Then she came into me. She was a lot like Laura, stroppy little madam. And then she came into me meowing at me, and she never speaks to me. She was meowing at me. I went, don't you dare tell me you're having kittens. You're getting done on Monday. I had a phone call off the vet telling me she's having kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah, identical to her and the other cats, 2 black and white ones and a grey. And then
grey one's funny how he sleeps on stuff. He'd flop down and spread his paws out. Got the picture on my Facebook.
And then what else did we? Oh yeah, and she came in once, I got her. She had an operation. She's supposed to be in the house for about a week, and I was ironing away. She jumped on my ironing board, giving me some grief because obviously got the tomcats round. And I said, "Princess, you're not going out yet." I said, "You've just had your operation. You're going to wait a couple more days." No. And she was giving me attitude. I said, "No, I've told you, no, you're not going out." And she got on my sofa and she weed at one end of my sofa, right to the other end of my sofa. She weed and she went out.
Maybe she's trying to tell you she needed to go wee.
No, because she got the cat litter. She was after the Toms. That's what she was after. Just like Laura, isn't it? Laura breaks up with one boyfriend. Within a week, she's got another one. She's like, what? The conveyor belt.
Princess was hilarious. The way she meows is like a meow.
And that teddy she took everywhere.
Oh,
and then she took up in bed with the teddy in her paws. Like that. And yes, you little rat. What are you? Yes, you are adorable. Yeah, but that day she went out. Alright, if you go out and you get your stitches ripped open, tough luck. And then we had a male Tom that was a slight scruffy thing after her. So I told him he's got to spruce himself up. I went, "Oh, you, if you're dating my little girl, I said, sort your coat out because it's a mess and be a bit more gentleman." Took no word of lie, his coat started smartening up. And then about a month after that, he got run over.
Okay. Lovely. Poor cat.
Yeah, it's just, they do understand though, animals. People say they don't, they do. I was walking past some horrible thing and I was like, I'm not keen on you. You stay there, I stay here. And it's just eyeing me up and I walk the other way. They do. Everything understands. I had attitude off a spider last year. Got an hold of a wasp. I've got a clip of that. We'll have to put it on your whatever technology you do.
Yeah.
And it was getting a wasp. And of course I went to see what this noise was. It kind of ran at the end of the window and looked at me to tell me, "Yeah, what's your problem? What do you want?" And then it ran off and then it come back to tell me even more. It did. It felt like it was giving me grief. The way it was looking at me and sort of like, it was front bloody legs going. I went, "Hey mate, hey, one slap and you're dead off me."
Creeper Walker says tomorrow's school lessons are cancelled because they're going to teach us sex ed and all that tomorrow for the whole day. I'll have fun with that.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Do you know Callum, right? Because I used to call him Little Bottoms, and I picked Callum up from school, and he had sex education.
Before you do, Auntie Ange is referring to the lady parts as little bottoms. That's what she used to call them.
I think they could work it out. I think they could work that bit out.
Little bottoms could have meant anything. Carry on.
And I had my mother in the car with me, and Callum going, "Mum, they're not called little bottoms." He said, "Because I've had sex education today." I thought, here we go. I couldn't use it primary at school, so I thought, oh, here we go. And I got your grandma next to me, you know, do the imagination driving, and he goes, "Yeah, they're not called little bottoms." And he waited till I was actually in Stamford, coming towards the estate before he started. He said, "Yeah, they're called something with a V." I'm starting to discreetly try not to chuckle. You can see your grandma go, you know.
The way she laughs.
Yeah. Because we're all old in the head. "So they're not." You went, "No, they're not little bottoms. They're called something with a V." So, and as I just put the car up, he opened up the door and he goes, "They're called vaginas," and ran off down the garden. And it was so, because he was laughing as he did it, and you could see him running down the garden path. Because he's only like, whatever the age at primary school when they do it. And he was laughing his head off running down the garden path, and it was so funny. Me and your grandma were absolutely in stitches in the car because you just see his little legs running, laughing, and we're laughing. And they're not little bottoms, Mum. They're beginning with a V.
Creeper Walker says it's all fun and games until one of the students says, "Can I demonstrate?"
When I was at college, and we had to talk. We bring in, you know, and the condom. I got volunteered by everybody to stick it on the condom on. Yes, I was the, come on Angela, you know, you've got this like big speech that you've got the university with steps going down, one of them corridors. Oh yeah, everybody bellowed my name out because it says, "Who's going to be the one to put the condom on the dummy?" And everybody shouted my name out. Just reminded me. Thanks for that. Do you know what? Just every time I talk to somebody, something from my past comes up.
It was funny. While in,
I suppose because I'm in a different age gap now with you all. But yes, your mother. Nobody else got back out. Your mother did.
While I was in school, and they did it with us. Like they had like the dildo in the middle of the tables, and we sat in little groups around different tables, and just to put the condom onto the dildo, and everyone was struggling, and I put it on, no problem, but I couldn't get it off. I think I broke it trying to take it off. It's different now, but you know. I can see your face.
I'm his mother.
One thing I noticed about boys, here we go, is that whenever we learn about dicks, we always laugh, but when it comes to female genitals, we take it seriously. What the F, really?
Do you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you laugh about your tinky winkies?
I'm pretty sure we laughed about everything when it came to school. And like they even had like a slideshow to show stuff on the screens, right? And it had a GIF of a painting of basically a man just going forward and backwards on the woman, and everyone just kind of burst out laughing.
No.
Yeah, they had a GIF.
Really?
Yeah, they had an animated GIF. Like it was just 2 frames, and it just going like, and everyone just went ballistic. Like of his hips going like that on a woman, like a painting of it.
Just.
It's like everyone just went ballistic.
I know a bit about it. Oh, watch Sex in the City. That's quite nice.
My favourite time was a long time ago in primary school when we're learning about puberty and growing up and all sorts. And it shows how the men grow their special hairs. So, like, we had on this giant screen presented in an assembly.
You know, we go from different topics. We really do go. Yeah. We start with one and end up with something completely different.
Creeper Walker says, Jesus, I bet people were scarred because of it. Nope, they just burst out laughing.
I think I'm scarred. I don't think I can look at a man the same again.
It's going to get better. So primary school, just think, we're little kids. This was in Deeping, primary school, little kids. With this giant screen presented on the assembly with a huge penis. Right, it gets better. It gets better.
Like every man's
this huge penis, just kind of dangling down, and you see the hair growing on the top in like a slideshow GIF as well, like as it grows. One of my friends, Gregory, I remember this, goes, "Oh Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, why did you betray me?" And I still remember that to this day. From dreams to mind chips to sex ed, what is this dream? Yeah,
that was in the dream.
Hey, all three could be like one thing. You dream of sex while having the brain chip.
That's what I was saying earlier. You can imagine what's going through its mind.
So, yeah, because you start dreaming it and you'll be creating words in your dreams. Oh, that'd be crazy.
They'd be like watching our podcast. Goes from one extreme to the other.
So, well, have fun with sex ed. You'll become a true adult then.
Oh dear. Have we been on nearly an hour?
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah.
We go from half an hour to an hour, then to 40 minutes. Then we say, look, we've really got to wrap up today. It's got to go somewhere. To like nearly an hour again. You just don't know what's happening with us, do you? At the end of the day, we just start off talking one thing.
Hey, I was thinking we could probably watch a movie tonight as we have dinner.
Could they?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll probably watch a movie later. Alright, well, I can't think of anything else.
I think we leave it on that.
Creeping Walker's going to have fun with sex ed tomorrow, so enjoy that. Never thought I'd be having sex ed at 7 on a Sunday. On Remembrance Day.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh.
Why are good memories like sand on the sea get washed away, but cringe memories are engraved?
Because they're horrified into your head,
Because they're the best ones.
all enjoy your sex education tomorrow.
Have fun with sex ed.
If you get a bit embarrassed, just turn around and say, "What's your bit of Mindstorm and Auntie Ange podcast?"
Look at number 77. Just kind of go to
Yeah,
what,
about halfway through.
halfway in. Oh, Pooh, I forgot Remembrance.
Oh no, that's where we've done the puppies.
That's with the puppies. My school had to have the 2-minute at a flagpole. Oh, the 2-minute silence.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had an interview on Thursday for a job, and just she says, right, because I was early for it anyway. She says, come in early, and I said, yeah. She says, right, I'm setting the alarm on the phone so we can just before 11 o'clock we'll have a 2-minute silence, and then we then continue with the interview. So talking about the interview, stopped halfway through. Do the 2-minute silence, and then I went, can I come back to that question too, because we've just done blah blah blah, so it did me a favour, because I was like, oh well, might not get the job, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I've done my 2-minute silence. That was me being asleep.
Yeah, and the rest. Hey, tell them what you did with Emily the other day. You was going to, I got you to tell me, you went, no, I finished talking about this with your texting.
Oh yes, before I forget, thanks for reminding. Nick says you made a 60-year-old very happy.
I make you more happy when I come round to see you. No, rephrase that when we meet up and have a giggle, Nick. That's what I meant to say.
I'm trying to see if I can find the message.
Are probably like we died in war.
Everyone wore few little poos to talk about sex ed on our day. Alright, so a bit of context while I'm searching for the message. So every time I wake up, I see Emily's message because she gets up nice and early and I get up like almost in the afternoon. And while I'm half asleep, like I'm just, first thing I do, I always message Emily first.
Oh,
very first thing I do
on your
of the day.
Do you message her just before you go to sleep? Is the first thing in your... So first thing on your mind when you wake up?
No, she goes to sleep ages before I do.
But before she goes to sleep, though, does she say, "I'm off to bed now"? No.
Found it.
Does she do that? And then you go,
like,
"No,
yeah,
night, my love."
She says good night, and I give her the good night as well before.
See, so you have done. So you
off.
think about each other before you go to sleep, and you think about each other when you wake up. True romance. True romance.
So
what
I
would
would
be like, hey, Nick, to be young and love again.
So, as I wake up and I'm like my eyes are just barely open, I barely see the screen. I'm typing away. I'm just like, so Emily says good morning to me. She does it she did this at like 10 in the morning, and I was up at 12. So, I messaged her saying hey, because she'll say like good morning, hope you had a good sleep, and I'll say hey, I did, thanks. And I'd normally reply saying like, hope you slept well too. Instead, I put Slurvik. I'll see if I can. Actually, I won't bother. I won't
no,
say
it might be a bit more.
So I literally put, instead of slept well too, I put SLWIRVEEKK. So I just put Slurvik. And then she comes back later saying, nice spelling there, laughing emoji. And I look at my message, I'm just like, oh, bloody hell. Like I have done that a few times before, so I try to put extra effort into typing as I'm like half asleep, just barely getting out of bed, to type my message. And sometimes I make the mistake and it slips through. So it's funny. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't even have to do anything, she just laughs.
No, I just think of what Bad Boy Nick just said.
Having an amazing... Yeah, right. So, I guess we're going to wrap it up. Before I do, I've got some posts coming out on Patreon. So tomorrow and Tuesday, it's going to be...
My poor eyes are stinging for laughing.
So I think... Tomorrow and Tuesday, I've got some posts coming out on Patreon for working in progress stuff. And then on Friday, it'll be behind the scenes of that working in progress. So, you know, if you want, go to patreon.com/Mindstorm and, you know, see those secrets. And also, I don't know if anyone's noticed yet, but I've changed the link recently we're no longer mindstorm-productions.org. We're mindstormproductions.co.uk. I finally made it better, and I got rid of the hyphen because I always had a thing where I just wanted to separate the words, so I always put a hyphen in. Like, it's on my DeviantArt and everything, but I've decided to remove the hyphen this time. Just Mindstorm Productions. It's easier. It's simpler. People wouldn't get the hyphen. And I finally got .co.uk because .org is technically mainly more focused for organisations, non-profits, etc. Whereas, you know, we're trying to be a running company, so mindstormproductions.co.uk. The old link still works, but like I got a new link now, which I try and
and then you're gonna dwindle the other one away eventually, aren't you?
Eventually. I mean, technically, as the company is still earning profits, I'll hold on to that link. That'll forever be there. But I'm just going to keep saying mindstormproductions.co.uk now. And also, you can join the Discord at discord.gg/KAVKZPS. Yeah, we're going to get on. We've got food to get, a movie to watch, I guess. And
some sleep. I'm on my course tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I'm popping on somebody's house to help go through their folder. Then I have a meeting at 6 o'clock. So I'll be like that tomorrow. I'll be like that.
I've got businessy things coming soon, so...
Oh, I had a meeting on Tuesday night and I nearly dozed off to sleep. I was like this, I was going... And I knew the chairperson was looking at me and the mayor. I was going, oh.
That's me all the time when I was in
education.
education.
I had to send some texts because I had to wake my brain up.
Like, it's funny when I had my courses, I'd be in my lecture or something, or like in this like small group, I've got a lecturer talking, I'd just be there like... And some people notice. Some people notice.
The mayor went up to me, I was leaving the room and the mayor went, it was nearly falling asleep and I was like, oh gosh, yes I was. It's because they just go on and instead of interacting a little bit, if you try and interact, oh, let's move on, and you're like...
Yeah. Alright. I guess
Anyway.
we can wrap it up.
Yeah, see you soon. See you next week.
See you next week. And if you can, check out the Patreon. Like, you don't even have to support it yet. Just at least look at it and read what the options are. And if the options look appealing to you, then you can decide if you want to support then. And we'll see you next week.
Yep. Have a nice
Things
week.
are coming, by the way, in several months. Things are coming.
Ooh.
Things are
Okay.
coming.
See you next week. Bye.
Praise the headphones. Bye.
Saying that it feels right.